Welcome to Troublemakers and Bass Players, and today we're going to talk about a song which was written due to the effects of Vietnam on the United States at the time. May the 4th has become synonymous with Star Wars. May the 4th be with you. And during the 1970s, a number of bands, including the Rolling Stones, Creedence Clearwater Revival, and many others had particular songs that were referencing to the Vietnam War and how they felt about it. Usually in a negative light, this song was actually about what happened in the United States to four particular state university students. The song Ohio is about what happened on May the 4th, 1970, about 7 years before the Star Wars saga even began, at Kent State University. So the U.S. National Guard shot 4 unarmed students. There were a number of protests going around the country at the time about Vietnam. If you've seen the movie Forrest Gump, you get a general idea. Life magazine called it the tragedy at Kent. Neil Young read the Life magazine article, and after a long time, he finally decided to address it in his song. Now, the song Ohio only took him 20 minutes to write. The shootings affected some students who would go on to be musicians. Some of these were Chrissie Hynde of The Pretenders and Mark Mothersbaugh and Jerry Casella of Devo. The lyrics about 10 soldiers is a reference to toy soldiers, which follows its leader's orders blindly. Neil Young had said this was Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young's best song of all times. It was dubbed the Kent State Massacre by some. It took place during the peace rallies that opposed the U.S. presence in Vietnam. We've been in Vietnam for a few years, and a lot of people were unhappy about the particular issues. The Vietnam Memorial up in Washington, D.C., you should check it out. It's a beautiful but sad thing. 28 National Guard soldiers shot an estimated 67 rounds in 13 seconds, killing 4 students, the victims being 2 20-year-olds and 2 19-year-olds. The names William Knox Schroeder, Sandra Lee Shimmer, Jeffrey Glenn Miller, and Allison Krauss. The song Ohio became the protest anthem for people unhappy with the Vietnam War. Mark Mothersbaugh, who attended Kent State University during the shooting, and his band Devo later in 2002 would cover the song. So in the aftermath of the shootings, outrage increased in the participation of protests. Organized walkouts in universities, colleges, and high schools reached 4 million. January 27, 1973, the military draft for Vietnam ended. President Nixon signed the Paris Peace Accords, ending the U.S. involvement in Vietnam. So 1 year after he ended Vietnam, Richard Nixon resigned as president. So thank you guys for listening. This has been Ohio by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is Troublemakers and Bass Players.